Hello, everyone. My name is Farrah Kalatzakis. Today I'm talking about how high-quality early childhood education significantly benefits all children. Through this presentation, I will share with you why the first 5 years of a child's life have a lasting impact on their development. I will also discuss Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory and how it demonstrates that a large number of environment and social influences significantly impact child development. And as a result, early education programs are extremely important. Learning the impact of quality early childhood education on a child's development is important because it reinforces the idea that we need to have very high standards when it comes to these programs for our children. We need to view these programs as more than just daycare and understand how quality early education is vital in developing key skills in a small window of time. These early experiences can develop skills that will pave the way for children to become lifelong learners, be more successful with future relationships, employment, careers, and fulfillment with life as a whole. As a student majoring in early childhood education, of course, I strongly support high-quality care for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. However, it wasn't until recently when Idaho was set to receive a federal grant to improve early childhood education that I realized not everyone felt the same. Passing legislation in Idaho to accept this $6 million grant suddenly became a surprisingly controversial issue. One side argued that this funding would make it easier or more convenient for mothers to come out of the home and let others raise their child. Critics also feared that the money would be used to promote social justice ideology and its main goal. Regardless of the reasons, the fact that money was already granted to Idaho solely to benefit early childhood education was actually being rejected by lawmakers was devastating. Although this was one specific issue happening in Idaho, I couldn't help but believe that this could just as easily happen anywhere in the U.S. It really forced me to take a hard look at how some may view early childhood education and how uninformed people can be when it comes to the monumental impact that these programs truly have on our children. If people don't see the value in quality programs that are shaping our children in more ways than we can possibly know, but instead viewing them as nothing more than daycares that offer shelter, food, along with maybe some coloring crayons and play, also their parents can go to work, well then the fate of our children is more at risk than ever. When it comes to how early experiences impact child development, neuroplasticity is probably one of the most compelling reasons. So what is it? It's actually pretty complex, but essentially it's the brain's ability to change, reorganize, and repair itself. The first 5 years of a child's life is when their brain has this unique quality of being easily shaped and molded. It's this small window of time when billions of neurons are firing away, exchanging information and forming neural pathways. Incredibly, 90% of brain growth happens before kindergarten. At birth, a baby's brain is about 25% the size of an average adult brain. It then doubles in the first year. The brain continues to grow until about 80% that of an average adult brain by age 3. By age 5, the brain is nearing 90%, almost full grown. With all of this astounding growth happening in a child's brain at such an early age, it is no wonder that the quality of early childhood experiences directly impacts how their brain will develop and in turn will pave the way for their potential to learn and succeed in life. This plasticity in an early child's brain creates a timing issue with how environmental experiences influence child development. Although experts go back and forth on the differences between critical and sensitive periods, all agree that once a particular phase has come to pass and, say, a key experience did not occur, then it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to ever try and recover that same level of development that would have come about directly from that specific experience. When considering this with early childhood education, these sensitive periods are all coming and going during a time when a child is either experiencing key positive experiences in a high-quality education setting or is missing them in a program that is, say, underfunded, with untrained teachers, no real curriculum, and disconnected families. But there's more to it than brain plasticity and sensitive time periods. According to Bronfenbrenner, child development is a sophisticated system of relationships influenced by various levels of the environment. This environment starts as close to the child as his parents, family, and school, But the influence reaches further out to more broad relationships such as cultural values, laws, and customs. There are 4 basic structures to this theory in which relationships and interactions take place to form patterns that affect human development. These 4 structures are the microsystem, the mesosystem, the exosystem, and the macrosystem. According to this theory, of all these systems, the microsystem is the most influential level when it comes to affecting child development. This level represents a child's most immediate environment, such as his parents, family, but also school, including his teachers and school peers. Also, the mesosystem's role in managing interactions within the microsystem shouldn't be underestimated. This system has a direct impact on child development because the characteristics and outcome of those relationships are so vital. For example, if interactions between a child's teacher and his parents are open, positive, and characterize a partnership with mutual respect and trust, this in turn will have a positive impact on the child's development, both inside and outside of school. Clearly, there are huge benefits to a child's development when they experience high-quality early education. Numerous research studies have shown some of these benefits are elevating academic skills, especially with vocabulary, math, and cognitive skills. This makes children more prepared for higher grades. Elevating social-emotional development, as children learn how to play within a group, problem solve, negotiate roles, and build friendships. Children are also less likely to need special education or interventions. They are less likely to commit juvenile crimes. They are more likely to graduate high school and more likely to be employed. Disadvantaged children in particular benefit immensely as these families are limited on resources, and often a child's home life can be very stressful, so the transition to preschool is a highly positive one. Skeptics on whether or not high-quality early education is beneficial often point to the fade-out effect. This idea proposes that academic gains made by students who were enrolled in an early childhood education program actually disappear by 3rd grade, and basically whether or not they went to a high-quality preschool doesn't even matter. The problem with this theory is that it is based on a very limited amount of research and mainly used IQs as a basis for determining long-lasting benefits. Skeptics also point to the fact that existing preschools are often underfunded, resulting in untrained teachers, lower standards, and environments that basically act as glorified daycares. The issue with this argument is that it only reinforces just how important funding is for preschool. Although many preschools do struggle to meet the criteria to be determined high quality, that is even more reason why funding, training, and higher pay is needed to support early childhood education. Here is a video that sheds more light on the long-term benefits that children gain when we choose early childhood education.
How is it even possible that just 1 year of preschool can produce such large, long-run benefits? Preschool is not just increasing math and literacy skills, but it's also increasing kids' social skills. It's helping them get along better with the other kids in the class and with the teacher. And we know that social skills are at least as important as academic skills. And social skills are absolutely critical to how a child will do not only in the K-12 system, but as an adult. The kid who does better in preschool will end up learning more in kindergarten, 1st grade, and so on into adulthood. In other words, if you develop a child's skills early enough, that small initial advantage in preschool results in much larger advantages in productivity in adulthood. And with someone being more productive as an adult, they're going to have higher earnings. It's not only because they will have higher literacy and math skills on the job, but also because on the job they will have higher social skills. Those higher social skills include being able to work better in teams with their fellow employees, relating better to their supervisor, relating better to customers, and being able to lead more on the job. If we increase someone's academic and social skills early on, they end up having higher earnings and productivity throughout their lives.
With early childhood education having substantial effects on a child's development, both short-term and long-term, it is imperative that teachers do everything they can to create nurturing, positive, and enriching environments. So what should a teacher do? A teacher should be well-trained, highly skilled, and adjust her interactions to meet the needs of all students. Since these early experiences are shaping the early child's brain, teachers should be very intentional with their objectives, domains to be developed, and the curriculum that will take them there. Teachers need a variety of developmentally appropriate materials, high-quality books, access to outdoor play, and plenty of room and time for child-directed, open-ended play. Teachers can also seek out national accreditation for their program to show that they are not just meeting the state regulations. As a student majoring in early childhood education, I was actually shocked to discover that there is this history of controversy that surrounds whether or not early childhood education is even beneficial to children. Things really hit home when early childhood education grant money that was already set aside for our much-needed Idaho children and families was actually rejected by lawmakers. I was deeply saddened. The truth is, it has never been a case of whether or not early childhood education is beneficial to our children, but instead asks the question of when we will finally prioritize it, elevate it to the status it deserves, provide the funding and support it desperately needs, and open the doors so that all children can access it.